Hello, YouTubers. Okay, it's cool to be here with you guys again, and I thought it would be fun to showcase my Recon methodology, which I use for penetration tests in my day-to-day job and also for my consulting job, as well as bug bounty, bug hunting that I use for bug crowd. Um, well, if you're just joining or just watching this, I'm blessed by name, and I run this YouTube channel. We record content showcasing cybersecurity tricks, cheats, and methodology. So I'm going to be showing my Recon framework today. It's quite extensive, so we might not be able to touch every part of it. I think I'm just going to focus on one section in my Recon framework. So this is my Recon framework I use for cybersecurity. Is actually my name if you've been following up once again. So I use this for penetration tests and for also bug bounty. So you can see it's this long giant tree, starting from checking acquisition down to checking ASN to checking roto-seed domain. But today I'm just going to focus on this section. Okay, it's a lot, I know, right? All right, so we'll be doing Recon-ng. We'll showcase how to use Recon-ng to do extensive recon, and our final task will be to extract subdomains and also extract IPs. Then we'll save that out to a text. Then we're going to use we'll only extract from that extract, since it's a passive. Recon-ng actually passively crawls. We're going to verify the live hosts using I think we'll use that should be somewhere below. We'll use is up for the live IP, is up, which is this. Then we'll use HTTPX for the live subdomain. So we'll use this to, or pipe our output to this tool to validate live hosts or subdomain, then pass our IP to this tool also to verify live IPs. Okay, enough with the chitty chatting. Let's jump right into this. So we'll be starting Recon-ng, then we'll just create an environment. Our targets, I'll be working with Imperva because I've been doing that. They've got this bug bounty program in bug crowd. So I'll be working with Imperva, and we'll be showcasing Recon using Imperva. So let's jump right into this. Just checking my bug crowd, and I can see there's a new host for the program. It's called Web.com. So I think we're just going to do Web.com. We won't do Imperva anymore. So let's go visit Web.com. I'm going to minimize this so I can have the browser up. Let's see www.web.com. This will be the target for our Recon today, and we will see how many stuff you can crawl from these guys. So this is web.com. According to the program, they say they provide many services and products targeted at small and medium-sized business. So we will go after these guys and let's see what we can find. The bug bounty program is just recent, and this should be fun for you. So let's quit the chitty chatting. Let's jump into the terminal and start Recon-ng. So I'm just going to open a new. We'll use just sudo into this thing, clear the screen, and Recon-ng, start Recon-ng. So don't worry about all this red stuff. It's verifying the keys. Some of them I already have. I'm going to show you to make you understand. Now, if you follow my framework, you will see there are certain things which you can do to build the environment first. We can set up a workspace, we can insert DB, we can insert domains, then we can view dashboard as well as keys. But let me start by viewing the keys. So if I do the keys list, you see I already have some API keys set already. If you don't, you'd want to do that. Although there are some modules that does not necessarily require API key, so you can still use them to crawl. But if you want to grab some cool stuff, it's important that you set up some API keys for some detailed ones, which we'll be looking at today. So next, if I go in here, I can use the workspace create domain name, or workspace insert company, or workspace insert domain. So I'm just going to view options first. Okay, nothing there. Now I cannot clear screen. Okay, so don't try to use the clear. So I'm going to do the workspaces insert. I think we can use the workspaces create domain. Okay, that run pretty fine. Do not worry about this whole red stuff again. Once again, it's verifying some other APIs that I don't have. So let's insert domain. So let's do db inserts company. So we're going to give the company name its web.com, description bug bounty. Okay, that's inserted. Then next we're going to use the domain, db insert domain. So we'll do db insert domains. So the domain name which we're going after, there are quite a number of them in scope. I see, looking at my screen, there's web.com, there's register.com, there's networksolutions.com. So let's maybe take two. Insert domain, we'll go for web.com. Okay, then we'll run that command again. Insert domain. Let's insert register.com. I think we just insert all three of them or four of them. Then we'll run that command again. Then we'll insert network solutions. Okay, .com. Now we've inserted three domains. So we can run the dashboard command or show domains. Just to see we have three domains already inserted. Okay, at this point we have domains inserted. We can now proceed to using modules. So in my workflow, you will see I've got modules. So the first set of modules we'll be using will be to search domains. Okay, if you're wondering what app is this, it's actually Xmind. Pretty cool stuff. You can try it for free. See, I'm using the free version anyways. So we can use module. Let's go load some domain host module. So we'll run the command module search domain hosts. Domain hosts. Domains hosts. Okay, so we've got a couple of them, as you can see here. Now I'm going to use the Bing API, maybe the brute host, the build tweets, certificate transparency, the hacker targets, MX SPF IP, maybe Netcraft and Shodan, since I've got API keys, as well as this thread crowd and thread miner. So if you follow my workflow, you see the first one I'm using is what? Build tweets. So let's quickly run that. I'm just going to copy build tweets, which happens to be this one here. Now that doesn't mean you can use the other ones. If there is no API key specified, you can actually use it. So, but if there is, you won't be able to use it. So modules load, we'll paste this in here. Options. Okay, I think we just need to run it because we don't have to set anything. We've already input the domain. So if we run this, it's going to start crawling from web.com to the next one, and it's going to grab as much as possible hosts that it's able to collect. Now we'll use command show hosts to view what it's been able to collect. Then we'll see how much. So you can see we got 15 total, 209 total. If I run show hosts, we'll see we're already grabbing hosts within that subdomain. Now this is done passively. So some of these might be live, some of them might not be live. We're going to see how we can maybe do some verification here to populate the IP subset here. So the next one which we're going to use from we'll be using the domain host brute hosts. Let's use that. So we'll do modules load Recon. We'll go for domains, hosts. I think it's host Bruce. We're going to verify that's domain host Bruce. Yeah, correct. Bruce host. Okay, then we'll run this. Once again, it's going to go after those hosts to find some IPs and also some more subdomains to fill up our list. Okay, the next one after that, I'm just going to go after them iteratively. We'll use the certificate transparency. Okay, we'll wait for this one, then we'll run certificate transparency. This might take this video might take a while, but I hope you love the content which is being put out there for you. Please, if you do, like, subscribe, and support the channel. Help us grow. Thank you. You've been wonderful, guys. Okay, so our scan is done. We can see 484 total more. That's a lot. So show, if we run the command show hosts, we'll see now we're grabbing IPs as well. Now we've got a total of 617. This might go crazy, guys. All right, so let's run the next one. We're going to just paste that there. Modus load, certificate transparency. I'm not sure why that didn't load. Okay, so we'll run this. Certificate transparency is going to verify certificates and see if we can crawl for some more hosts. So I must warn, some of these hosts are live, some of them are not live because they may have been decommissioned. But since this is a passive crawling, if they are still somewhere in the registry on the internet, it's just going to crawl for them and populate them here. Okay, I'm not sure why. Read timeout. I'm just going to run this again for the second time and see what happens. Then we'll go for the next one. We'll be using domain host hacker target. I'm just going to copy this and paste that in there. If that one fails to run. Okay, so let's go after the next one. We'll run this and again wait for the results. This might grab cool stuff for us. Well, guys, this is getting crazy. So we've got 1,187 hosts now. So show. Okay, so we can see we're populating more hosts. We are just pulling out stuff. Now we have used the netcraft, we've used the domain hosts, which is what is running now. Shodan is running now. We'll also use the SSL SAN. Let's see if we can grab some more hosts using SSL SAN. Then we'll do the threat crowd and the threat miner as well. Once we're done, then we'll now do reverse lookup to try and populate or resolve those domains to IP so we can fill up the IP column in our results table. Okay, our module is still running, but while this is running, I want to show you guys some stuff. Well, I also have an automation script which can actually do a big chunk of this, but it's not going to be doing passive per se. It's going to do more on active. Is Osmedius, pretty cool tool, which is written by Jesse. If you don't know who Jesse is, you want to go look that guy up. He's a pretty cool guy doing some fun stuff. Okay, so I've got this in a VPS here. So if I probably go into my VPS DigitalOcean, I can open up a console tab. Then I will start that Osmedius server. Then I'll be able to reach it from my host here. So we're going to use it, waiting for our recon stuff to finish up. Let me see. It's still running. Okay, so once this loads up correctly, we will start Osmedius server, and we will use Osmedius server to do some fun stuff. Okay, so we're in the VPS. I'm going to clear the screen. Over here, I've got a bunch of other cool tools here. So Osmedius server. Okay, let's start this bad boy. Now we're going to reach this server from our VPS IP. So I'm going to go back into my browser and grab the IP address of this VPS. Then if I go to the browser, and you can see the link UI. So I'm just going to paste the IP address there, then UI. I should be able to reach, is it using HTTP? Oh, HTTPS, HTTPS. So why isn't, oh, on port 8000, okay. I didn't pass the port. Okay, my bad. So I'm going to put that column on 8,000 and go after that server. So it's going to load my media server. I've got a couple of other jobs on it, so you might find some job that I was working on right there. I'll just go to my workspaces. If this loads correctly, you can see I've got a couple of jobs. Well, the imperva is there as well. Now I can use this to try a new Recon and do that with the same host that I'm using here, but I'm not going to do that. But if you want me to do that, probably leave a comment. I'll record a different video showing up how to set up a media server if you're on your local box or on a VPS, then how you can use it. But just let me show you some cool stuff. If I open the reports for imperva that was done, you will see some really cool stuff. Even it does this eyewitness stuff, which takes screenshots. See, it's crawls for stuff, giving me even different HTTP, giving me the IPs, giving me subdomain. Let me go back and maybe load the one for Encapsula, which is also a domain owned by imperva. You will see you can actually view screenshots, live screenshots, by crawling the pages and taking screenshots. So we can see that screenshot report here. If I open this thing up, just to show you, I don't have to run eyewitness. It's done that for me already. So you see it's showing me the pages. Now I can look out for those custom pages or custom error. It means maybe that page had been built internally, something like this. I can go after it and try to see how I can probably find vulnerability in a page like this. That's what bug bounty is pretty much around. Your Recon is pretty cool for you to be able to start going after the target. You can imagine something like this. And now I can go after stuff like this, and do some further analysis. Since I know it's not a standard page that is somewhere, something they just built and powered by imperva. It means I can go after it. Okay, pretty cool stuff. Okay, I'm not going to be showcasing this today. I just want to show you that you can also do automation, and it's just going to give you a bit of results here. The technologies using that Amass, it does some very cool stuff, giving you the IPs, giving you even JavaScript. I was really impressed by the tool. It's not me marketing the tool, but it's just me letting you know that you can automate this whole thing. And this tool can also, I configured it in a way that it updates my Slack. It runs each time on this host, grabs some new stuff, updates my Slack or even Telegram, giving me that cool notification that I can all come in here and triage. So if you want to see that, if you want to see me showcasing that, leave a comment. I'll be glad to do that. Let's go check our scan. This thing is still running pretty much terrible. Okay, so we're just going to wait for it. I'm sure they've got a bunch of subdomains, so it's doing its crawling stuff. Let's wait for it. Okay, so the showdown ran completely, and you won't believe what happened. It's crazy. It actually found close to about 3,000, like seriously, 3,745. Okay, that's mad. All right, now at this point I decided to run one more, which is the SSL SAN, found 2, then the threat crowd. Then I'm going to just run this will be the last one, threat miner. Let's run this one. Then once that is done, we will now start doing reverse lookup, so we can populate the tables without IPs. But before I do that, I'm going to show the table so we can see. Okay, let's run show hosts and see our table. It's this monstrous table anyways, crazy one. Now if I go all the way to the top of the table, we will see that there are some subdomain without IP. So we're going to try and look for this IP address now, doing reverse lookup. So we're going to, the first one we're going to use is the modules under Recon host to host reverse resolve. I'm sure that's wrong. I'm supposed to be using reserve _ resolve. Run this. Okay, now it's going to be looking for IP addresses for all those empty subdomain. Then let's also run the host to host resolve. Also, it's going to be resolving anyone that's reverse resolve is not able to find. It's going to look for it. Then hopefully we should be able to populate the entire list with IPs. Then we can now generate reports HTML reports, then maybe TXT, which will be one for the IPs and one for the subdomain. Then now I'm going to show you how the result looks like. Now I may not continue with validating the live hosts, or I will just do maybe for IPs. It might take a while because there's a whole lot of hosts here and I have to go to work now. So I'm just going to do maybe this, generate the reports. If you like the content, let me know. I will be glad to also continue this alongside our AWS pen testing, where I'll be showcasing how to now take the IPs and the hosts, then run that against tools like ESOP for the IP to validate live IP, then against HTTP probe or HTTPX to validate the live subdomain, which you can now take and start maybe running it against nuclei or mass or the font stuff. Okay, so I'll wait for this. Once this is done, I will generate reports. Then we'll wrap this session up here. Okay, so the reverse resolve module is done. We're just going to go after the next one, and that should be resolve. Let's run this one, which will be the final one, and let's see how much more. This one found 65. Let's see how much more we can extract to add or populate our IP list. Then we can now generate reports and end the session. Okay, so it seems like it's back. Found 97 new. Now let's show hosts to see what it looks like now. If in total we got that 4,158, let's see if we've been able to populate almost all, and it seems like almost all of them, like I told you, see, except for a few ones that we still cannot find the IP, but almost all we've been able to populate their IP addresses. And that's what Recon is all about. So now we've got subdomains, we've got IPs, then let's use the report module to extract our report. The first report we'll generate is HTML. We will just grab HTML reports just for keep, and in case if this was a pen test, usually I send the HTML report at first to the IT team if it's internal, just to show them what I've been able to look up from external. Then after which I can now start going after each of them. So options, I may need to set a few things here just to be able to I think I'll set the creator. If I do the info, I have to set the creator, then the customer, then I have to set the path to the file. So I'll set creator using the command option sets. So options sets creator, this will be my name. Okay, then options sets customer, this will be web.com. Then options sets file name. For the file name, I'm going to set it in the path home cyber c3x. Then I'm going to call this web.html because it's actually HTML, remember, from the report module which we're loading. Okay, so we'll save this out, then we'll run this. So this is going to run. Now I'm going to show you the folder that I had actually saved this thing as. Is home. It's in cyber c3x. I hope I got this right this time around. Okay, great. So we'll find web.html. That's it over there. So if I open the file, we will see what a report, HTML report, looks like. So you see the ports found this, host found this. Now if I expand this, I can see the domains that I had worked on, then the companies based on what I had specified, the net block based on what it had seen. So we can see these are subnets. Okay, then the hosts based on what we've been able to crawl. Okay, HT password, seriously, I'm already saying some cool stuff. Okay, I have to go after this stuff. Okay, let me hide that so you don't go steal my bug. All right, well, we can see the hosts. We can see this shows us the subdomain and the IPs. All right, I just want to show you what the HTML report looks like. Okay, then that's the contacts. Basically, it found some first name. Wow, this is sweet, even found email. Okay, I'm pretty much cool, and I think I know how this is going to go from this point. So we can also see ports that I found. I can also generate a report of the ports, but I would use maybe mass scan to do rapid port scanning with the threading. So I can actually scan ports and find some more cool stuff. But this is also seeing ports. You can see I'm seeing 8081. Interesting. Okay, so that's what the HTML report looks like. Next, we're going to use the modulus reporting lists. Let's create reports of subdomain and for IP. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm just going to go back to my terminal. Then I'm going to load this. Okay, if I view the info, it's basically the same thing. Now the column that is set here, it says IP address. Okay, so the file name, I'm going to have to pass that over to the file name that I want to save it as. So let's set options, set file name. Let's put this on home cyber c3x. Then we'll call this let's call this ips.text. Okay, I think that's pretty much cool. We can run this now to generate IPs. So I'm going to run this. You see it's extracted all the IP address. So if I go back to that you will see now I've got ips.text. If I open that thing, it's got this ton of IP addresses. Okay, so let's close that thing up. Now let's do the last one, which will be for the subdomain. So we'll do subdomains.text. So we'll just still the same module. We just need to change options, sets, file name, home cyber c3x. Then we'll call this subdomains.text. Then we'll run this. Okay, I didn't set the column subdomains, my bad. I have to go remove that thing. Okay, this is the wrong one, so I'm going to move this to trash. So let's view info. We'll set options, set column. I think it's called hosts. So let's run this now. Let's go view that, see if it ran completely. Okay, so I guess I used the wrong name for it. Okay, don't mind me, it's been a while. Options, sets, column. Let's see if this is it. No, that's not it. I'm just going to use the show host to verify what it's called here. So the column I want is forgive me, I'm gonna cut this out. It's host. Okay, it's just host, not hosts. So info, so options, sets, column, hosts. So let's remove the one that is there, subdomain.text. Then let's run this. Okay, now I've been able to extract the subdomains. If I go here and open the subdomains, we can see a ton. Oh, I want to hide this stuff. I don't want to show you this stuff. We can see a ton load of these subdomains. Okay, now it's your job to take these whole stuff. Remember, like I told you, this is passive. So we may have some of them that are already decommissioned or dead. But what you want to do is, if I go back to my framework, I'm just going to hint you. We can take my framework and we can now go over here to a tool like maybe use ISUP. You can grab this from GitHub, ISUP, to extract live IPs. Then you can use a tool like HTTPX to extract live subdomains. Then you can now scan the IPs using mass scan. The workflow shows everything, but if you want this, let me know. I'll be glad to share with you as well. Okay, another good thing, you can actually pass this outline also. You're just going to see it gives you the workflow as an outline. Okay, so we can see the outline and the way it goes. Well, this is where I'm going to stop this video. It's pretty long now. I didn't plan for this to go this long, but if you like this content, let me know. I'll be glad to do a series of this alongside what I do with the AWS cloud pen testing. This is really fun stuff. If you want to get into bug bounty, recon, and all that stuff, or pen testing, good black box recon. So I'm going to stop this video here. Thank you for hanging out with me, and please do like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the AWS recording. Bye.